Okay, so in this next marketing definition as part of the My Marketing Definition e-class, I got this one from somebody who I had the privilege of actually working for when I first started out. Hi, Dr. Glenn. Just wanted to say greeting. Dr. Glenn Livingston. Now, as the title suggests, Glenn is a doctor, but he's a doctor of psychology. So this was the first time I'd ever found somebody who was incredibly sharp at marketing and advertising and entrepreneurship, whose initial and original vocation and his true love was psychology. So this was a really, really interesting one. And Glenn's definition of marketing, I remember it very clearly. He says, well, what is marketing? He says, marketing is the process of making people desperate to give you money to solve their problem. Pretty direct. The process of making people desperate to give you money to solve their problem. So when we look at this now, the process talks about the fact that it needs to be strategic. Think about this, the desperate to give you money. Now, I don't know about you, I never feel desperate to give somebody money unless there is something really at the end of it that I'm going to benefit greatly from, or I'm in total distress, there's a real need for something. And he says to solve their problem. So this is where I think Glenn, where he really wins big and where you could too, if you chose to adopt this style of marketing, is you highlight the problem. And we look at this so many times with things like politics. Remember a few years ago when we went through the whole Remain or Stay vote, and then you looked across the pond at President Trump and his campaign. A lot of the time they really drilled down on the negative. They at times put the fear in people, at other times got angry with people, but it was all geared around a problem. This is what we're going to do. This is what's happening here. This is what is not cool, and I'm the one who's going to fix it. Now, whether you voted or not to stay or go, or whether you're a Trump fan or you're not, that is not the point. What is the point was that emphasis that they put on pain, problems, and the negativity side of things. Now, thankfully, you will meet no more ethical man than Dr. Glenn Livingston. So here was somebody who understood what gets the buttons moving, but never violated because he knew what buttons to push. And it just reminds me in the early days when he and some others were teaching things, I remember them actually saying, listen, what you're going to learn here, only learn it for good. And I was just like, what are these guys saying? But when you understand psychology, when you can really identify and drill down on a problem, you will get people desperate to give you money. So I loved that definition. I thought it was important to be in here. Just do it ethically, but take a leaf out of Dr. Glenn Livingston's marketing definition book.